The Mavic Mini 2, that seems like a topic that really interests you, at least based on the popularity of the video around this topic that I put out last week. This is why I've decided to make another one with 9 things that I'm pretty sure from digging a little bit around behind the scenes that you will get once it's being released. Do you know this or not, you probably think? Well, we have to see. Make sure to watch the video to the end because I have included something that I'm pretty sure will surprise you. The release date is, as far as I've been able to pick up, still scheduled for late November in the right time before the holiday season. By the way, thank you for all the comments to the previous videos. Feel free to drop a ton of them for this one as well. I really enjoy reading all of them. Welcome to another video. I'm Henrik Olsen, and if you want to learn how to make better videos with your camera and drone in general, and also listen to rumors from the internet, then consider subscribing to my weekly tips, tests and tutorials. One of the things that came as a really big surprise to you guys was that the Mavic Mini 2 will be equipped with OcuSync 2.0. That is a game changer. You can get better camera and all sorts of stuff, but getting the better connectivity that opens up for so many other possibilities with the drone. Because it supports OcuSync 2.0, it's very likely that DJI will deliver the same kind of remote as we saw with the Mavic Air 2. Meaning that you will get a bigger remote with a more firm grip and the screen on top. That would be a very nice thing. If they decide to do that, I think they will have a hard time to keep the current price level. DJI will keep the same form factor and they will keep the weight under 249 grams. And why is this so important? Because as many of you mentioned in comments for the previous video, registering the drone and paying a little bit of money is not something to worry about. But I don't think that is the problem. The problem is sort of the principle that you have to, when you buy something, that you have to register it with the government. It's like a big brother complex that people don't like, that they need to register the stuff to be able to just play around with something considered as a toy. So I think that's more a concern than actually registering the drone. It will 100% comply with the new EU rules, making it a real C0 drone. The current model does not comply with the new rules, where C0 labeling and remote ID, among others, is a requirement. From that argument alone, it makes sense for them to release it before the holiday season. One thing that I missed at the previous video looking at the FCC label that was posted around the web is that they have changed the battery in the drone. It seems they have increased the power from 7.2 to 7.7 volt, indicating a switch to lithium high voltage from lithium ion technology that is used in the current model. There also seems to be a drop in the capacity of the battery of 150 milliamp hours. But the big question is, why would they shift? I can think of a couple of reasons. More voltage on the battery leads to more RPM on the motors, leaving more juice to fight the wind. This is clearly one of the areas where the original Mavic Mini is falling short. It's very sensitive to wind. It's so sensitive that if you fly across a field and a cow decides to fart, then it will be blown out of direction. So I really hope that the increased voltage is helping to make the new Mavic Mini 2 more wind resistant. Increasing the voltage, reducing the capacity, that can also mean that they are trying to shave off some weight to leave room for something else. There's already been seen pictures on Twitter showing that there might be rear sensors included with the drone. It doesn't make much sense to only include rear sensors because we are not flying in that direction most of the time. So we will likely also see front-facing sensors on the Mavic Mini 2. And that would be a pleasant surprise that will open up for a whole portfolio of opportunities with the Mini. Let me just interrupt and say a big thank you to the sponsor of this video. That's Tech Drone Media. What? Tech Drone Media, that's you? Yes. I just want to take this opportunity to talk about something that I introduced here on the channel a while back, and that is called memberships. And it's really nice to see some of you that have decided to support the channel by signing up for a membership through the blue button below the video. One of the things that was sort of the premium thing that you could get access to by a membership was a Discord server. A Discord server where we could discuss all sorts of exciting stuff like a real chat client. That one was only reserved for the top tier level in the memberships. But I've decided now that is available for the base level membership here on the channel. So in case you are interested in what this membership is all about, then you can check it out by pressing the join button below the video. Just know that membership is something that's put in place to enhance your experience here on the channel. It's not to take something away from the weekly tips, tests and tutorials that I will be putting out anyway. But of course, I would appreciate if you would consider and checking it out. One of the things that we can do with this Discord server is that we can actually hang out and discuss stuff more real time than you can do using the comments below the videos. So if you find that interesting, you should definitely go check it out. We are getting 4K 30 FPS UHD, and the bitrate will increase significantly. According to recent rumors, the CEO of DJI, he did not like the image produced by the original Mavic Mini. That they will increase the bitrate not only to 60 FPS, because that will only be 1:1. So my prediction is that they will increase the bitrate to 100 megabit per second, the same as the original Mavic Air, as the sensor is the same. Because of the OcuSync, it will be possible to have support for the smart controller and other DJI accessories. It would make perfectly sense, as I would think DJI would like to push out smart controllers to the big audience of the Mavic Mini 2. And they will let you use it if you already own one. I saved the best for last to reward you that have been watching the whole video. You will get access to raw images with the Mavic Mini 2. This is an easy win for DJI, as the camera is already producing raw images and it's not going to take anything away from the larger drones like the Mavic 2 Pro or the Mavic Air 2, as they both have larger sensors and better optics. Despite this is a beginner drone, there's still a lot to gain in post-editing, getting access to raw images. So what do you think about these 9 predictions? Where do you think I'm right and where do you think I'm wrong? Let me know in the comment below. Are you already a Mavic Mini owner, and do you struggle about the camera settings for the drone and really want to understand what each of the parameters are doing? I made a video about this with hands-on examples that will show you exactly what each parameter is doing. In case you missed that video, you can access that through this card. I hope you liked this video. If you did, then feel free to give it a like. If you didn't like it, feel free to press the dislike button twice. Thank you for watching, and I'll be seeing you around.